Right, welcome everyone at the next Multi-Network Community Sync. Today is January 6th. Happy New Year, our first meeting in the next 2026. Um, I have one topic. I see, Lionel, you added one. If you have anything else to share on the meeting, please feel free to add a topic to this doc. Um, and we can talk about that as well. So I think first thing is through the kind of holidays. um I looked at the PR that we have for the multi-network design, and basically what I did, I pulled out the use cases, requirements, and motivation through a separate PR and separate kind of doc in the design. Share this stuff. So it's not so long. So I please ask everyone here to review this, so that we could merge this. I think the key here is to maybe disable it in this readable case. Yeah. The key here is to go over the requirements. I think this is the what I would like to go over even now, if we could. Why is that? Is because this kind of shrink compared to what it was in the from the very first list, and I will give you some. I don't know if I can find the old one somewhere, but basically this set of requirements shrank a lot compared to what was initially. We had like 20 or something requirements. I looked through them, and basically those all the requirements assumed we have to have an object. Uh, so this is what I cut down out, all the kind of requirements that saying, oh, we have to have an object, and what are the kind of requirements for that specific object. This has been completely removed. So right now, what I did cut down this to is this a few things. I think the other part of this is the motivation of why we are doing this, and I would like you all to read this as well, because what I'm changing here, and please review this in terms of like wording and what's not, if you feel something's not right, uh, or maybe something's missing. But I am changing, I think, changing the definition, maybe not changing because we are talking about the same, is just maybe better describing this, where instead of saying that we have to have a maybe more explicitly calling out that what we want to achieve here, and that is the ability to identify specific network interface in a pod. I think this is the key here, and if you don't agree with me, let me know. But basically, to achieve some of the kind of capabilities, extra capabilities that we want to build later on, is having the ability to have a standardized way to identify what interface is what, right? And be able to group them under some banner, right? Whether we call it pod network before, or now we're thinking about the network class, it's a some sort of a banner that you are able to identify, yes, those interfaces in across those pods belong to this specific banner, right? And this is what I'm calling out, that basically ability to identify interface in a pod, so that we can build some capabilities based on that, right? And I give some descriptions of the features that we want to do, because that was one of the, I think, problems with the previous one. We didn't did good justice on where do we want to go with this. So I gave some descriptions on how we would like to do some of the additional features that we would like to build after kind of defining the whole thing. So please review the whole thing. I cut down the number of stories to the ones that we really want to address, the ones that were able to be achieved via just direct DRA. I get rid of those. And lastly, this is what I compiled the requirements to. Why did I do that? Because I think this is coming to the next topic, Lionel, that you're trying to talk about, to ensure that we can satisfy those requirements with this network class approach, right? So I think that's the kind of goal in the kind of direct goal here as well, to make sure that the requirements that we had initially, and now I slightly modified them, we can satisfy with this kind of network class approach. So that's kind of the goal here as well. So it's all kind of connected. Any questions? I know this is kind of, I think, some, please review and maybe see at the leave comments what's not. If not, then at least leave at least that you like that LGTM and approve it, so that we can merge and kind of move on, because right now we're gonna have this. After that one, then we can I was thinking of reformatting the initial PR with the design. I did remove some of the things, but it's not fully reformatted, and it boils down to Lionel, to what you probably want to talk about. So I think I will stop here and share this stuff back up. And I think if there's no other questions to the PR, then your floor, Lionel.
Yes. Yeah. Thanks for doing this, and yeah, I will probably just let looks good to me, because yeah, I'm fully aligned with what you wrote and what you described in this PR. And yeah, this new document is about a proposal for the network class. So it's what we discussed last time. So it's summarize what are the motivation between network class and what are the goal with it, and what we are proposing with it. So we're proposing a new API, a new network class API, new attributes for the array that would be standard and then that everybody would use. So we would describe like how to report the pod network, how to attach to it, and also a new attribute that is network class, so we can recognize which class the network belongs to. And there's an example using OVN Kubernetes because it's one of the like main implementer, I would say. And so I describe what are the action that will be required on each project. So simply adding a new network class that would point to their own implementation, so user-defined network in that case. And I added some diagrams and I added some integration or conformant test for the implementation. So it will be on our side how to be conformant with the multi-network API and what is required on the implementation side to be compliant. And also this part that you were mentioning in the other document is the integration with the rest of the ecosystem. So it's only conceptual for people to see where we are going. So I added an example using services. It's not a design, it's just to show, okay, this is the goal in the future, not especially about services, but depending on the use cases. For example, user-defined networking within Kubernetes, they use network policies, and this could be a first path. But this is just an example to show what we're aiming at.
Yeah, this is awesome. Yeah. All right. Do we want to? I think this is what we discussed last week, right? I think we discussed about this one, and after thinking, I prefer that way. This piece, like, it has to be very explicit. We shouldn't go with some secret annotations in a string. So I like you propose that. After thinking, it's much better to the alternative. And basically, so this is good. Please review the doc the PR I created, and let's merge what's missing. If there's something, I will review this and maybe re-add if something's missing from the motivation piece, and then the rest is basically. I think this is just what we need to then convert this into the kind of merge into the PR that I have in terms of like the general design, right?
Should I
think
create the PR now, or should we review it in the Google Docs now?
I think we can review it here in the docs since you have it here. So I would keep it. You don't have to. I wouldn't create PR. I would like to reuse the old PR, the initial PR I had, to kind of, if anything, convert that pod network PR. Unless, maybe not. I think we can recreate if you want to. Yeah, we can close the initial PR and then convert this one to a new one. That's a fair point. Does not matter. And yeah, I think initially we can review it here though in the doc, and then do that. So
just
yeah, go ahead.
A comment based on, because we didn't discuss about it last time, but it's about the default network. I added a field in the network class spec that is called default network. It's just an idea. It's at the end of the network class spec, and it's a field that says this is the default network. So only one network class can have this field set, and it will be used as default network for the full cluster. I don't know. It's just an idea, but like to show what could be done in the future with network class. It doesn't have to be implemented for now, but it's just because we want to have default network covered, I guess.
So that's something that I added as a requirement to the list, that it has to support default network, right? Because that's the thing. So I want to put that and be open about that. This is eventually we want to go to that stage where we have explicitly calling out a default network, and I can create a pod without the default network, right? That's I'm basically the OVN approach is doing that. From Google, we do want to do that as well. So this is something that eventually we'd like to have capability for in one way or the other. Yeah, so definitely, yeah, thanks for covering that. Is that I think initially we can skip this because adding fields is always easy and we can always do that. But is not sure. So my idea was thinking about going with the default name, explicitly default, and only one should have default. But you're right. But across multiple classes, you can have defaults, right? So that's a fair point to kind of how to kind of handle that. And maybe with this one it's even better because then it's easily identifiable rather than having a hard-coded name. Something to yeah, this is definitely some ways to go about this. Okay, let's review this. Leave comments or LGTM right as well, right, Lionel, on this one, and then if we are all agreeing, then let's convert that to a PR, and hopefully we can move on from there. Any other comments? All right, this is awesome, Lionel. Yeah. Share this stuff. So I don't have any other topics. Last week we have been talking about the basically the pod network API and basically the idea of the network class. Right now we have a proper proposal from Lionel on that one, so I think the topic we can go and review that doc on this. Any other things? Because if not, I think we can cut it at this point and basically give folks back time to go and try to review the docs, the things that we have here, and yeah. Going once, going twice. All right, folks. Thanks. Please review the stuff that we have here, and let's meet in 2 weeks. Hopefully, we can. For this, we should be able to interact, and by next week, by the next time, we hopefully have some of these things merged. All right.
As well.
All right.
And right now, also, I was checking on product, and we are using LLM code review. We are doing AI summary.
Jimo, I think, yeah, she makes it. Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.